Welcome to the Transforming Healthcare Coaching Podcast, where we bring you guidance and coaching perspectives so that you can level up in your life and work. Hi, everyone. I'm Lily. I'm your host for today's episode, and we're going to be talking a bit with our awesome coaches from Transforming Healthcare Coaching, Gillian and Amy. And our topic for today actually is really why and when do you actually need a coach? We just want to let you know a little bit about us. Our mission at Transforming Healthcare Coaching is to revolutionize healthcare by empowering clinicians and leaders like you to thrive at both work and in life. And each week we dive into valuable insights, feature expert interviews, and offer practical advice from all of our coaches. And we all are trained in energy leadership coaching to help you gain awareness and support your growth. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right in with Amy and Gillian, two of our amazing coaches here at Transforming Healthcare Coaching.
Hi, my name is Amy, life transition and career coach. From mind body therapist to an ultrasound technologist, I've worked hands on with thousands of clients. I understand the challenges of balancing work and self care, especially in the healthcare field. We work together to ignite your inner motivations and line up your goals with your career and your personal life. Sometimes a simple shift is all it takes.
Hi, I am Jane Faith, and my healthcare experience comes from rehabilitation services as a clinician and also a clinical leader in both Scotland and the USA. I have also spent years in human resources management. I like to work with clinical managers, healthcare executives, and also clients who are experiencing overwhelm and stress. They may be dealing with conflict, or they may have important decisions or transitions to make.
A little bit about me, I wear many hats. I'm an adult intensivist, emergency physician, and a simulation educator. I'm also a single mom, Peloton junkie, and a foodie. I went back to school and became a certified professional coach during the pandemic, mostly because of the pandemic, right? It shook up everybody's lives. And I also experienced the power of coaching my own life. And then I started this group. And so I'm super excited to be able to find aligned people who want to help all of healthcare together. So I guess I'll pose to the group of us, how does someone know when it's the right time to actually seek out a coach?
People know that it's the time for coaching when they're really feeling stuck. If you feel stuck in your current situation, whether it's your career, your relationship, your personal development, and you're really unsure how to move forward, that's really a good indication of coaching. I'll give one more and then I'll see if Jillian has something to add. People are going through transitions, whether it's in their actual job, maybe they're advancing in their career or looking for a new direction. They can also be going through transitions in their personal life, whether it's a geographical move, a relationship change. Sometimes they're in different phases of their career, taking a break or even into retirement. All these transitions are great gateways for entering into the coaching. How about you, Jillian?
Yeah, Amy, thanks for that. Yeah, I agree with everything you said there. And I would also add that sometimes in our professional life and also in our personal life, we don't have somebody to talk to confidentially and who will also be honest with us and be able to really listen for the important things that are going on in our lives and the thoughts and the feelings. And so, working with a coach when you're feeling like you don't know which direction to take, you have conflicting thoughts about important decisions or relationships, that can be a good time to seek out a coach. I also work with people who are new in leadership positions, and sometimes they're not feeling confident or they're not really sure how they're showing up as a leader, and they want to do the best job for their department or their organization. So that's another reason to seek out a coach.
I love that. I think for me, also, what I've seen is that people seek a coach when either they hit rock bottom, where they just really don't know where else to go because they just don't find a mentor or someone locally in their own organization. So they go outside the organization to look for help. And also, they just are sort of performance junkies where they just really want to just get better for wherever they are. And they're like, I can be better. I can try something different. And to find your new performance edge. So I also find some really high achieving, happy individuals who really they're pretty satisfied. They're just looking for the next super exciting thing to achieve. And they realize can't go into new territory without a coach. And as we think about all the different reasons and whys that people come to coaching, are there some common signs or challenges that you see in the workplace environment in healthcare that might be an aha moment? If you're a manager, if you're a friend, if you're a colleague, if you're a mentor, that these are some common warning signs that, hey, this actually could be benefited from just a little bit of coaching for half a year or a couple months.
Yeah, I would say if someone is missing work, there's absences because there's something else going on in the world. If they are not performing the way they're normally used to perform, that would be one indication. If there's team dynamics that are not working the way we would want them to work, that could be another indication.
Yeah. And for you, Gillian, you do so much work with mediation and conflict resolution. That's really a big sign when someone's really having communication or issues with conflict resolution. And it's really just become a big obstacle and getting in the way. And all of these things that you mentioned also can lead to signs. If someone's not feeling motivated, they're losing their drive. They may be getting the signs of burnout and it's not really their way, and they know they're losing their edge and their own energy even outside of work. That's usually really a big moment for people when they search out, that I find, is that they're really finding, I'm just losing my energy and I don't know why. Things have changed and it just seems out of my control at this point.
I think no matter what position you are, whether you're frontline or whether you're the CEO in the C-suite, it's the awareness to recognize something's a little off on me, and maybe this would be an opportunity, because it's about preventing, like you said, Amy, like preventing your energy from dropping all the way down to becoming a problem.
And one other thing that's coming up for me is joy. If someone's not experiencing joy in their life anymore, either at work or at home, that would be another indicator.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Jillian.
Like Lily, you said before, for the people who there's not really a sign, but they really have a desire for personal growth and their own development. And that's also a really good time to get coaching because we all grow on our own and we move along. But the what I see is that when people really use their focus, time, and energy with a dedicated coach, is the growth that happens much quicker and really with more awareness. And it's almost like a catapult for people that they feel so rewarding that they've gotten into that cycle with the coaching.
Yeah, that's a really great point. I kind of want to pivot the conversation a little bit because for all of us, we all either used to work in healthcare, or are still currently working in healthcare, and also we are a coach. And so you probably, when you've told people about this, there's a lot of misconceptions. They ask you a lot of questions. So I'm curious, what are the most common misconceptions about coaching that you have encountered as you try to explain to other healthcare professionals?
One of the things I hear is what's the difference between coaching and consulting? That I do coaching and consulting. And I tell people that in the coaching relationship, the role of the coach is to really help the client dig down and find the answers inside because usually the client has the answers, they just don't know it. Consulting is more you need an expert in a field, so you want to bring in an expert, and they're going to be more directive. They're going to give you more information, and they're going to be more of an advisor.
That's a great distinction.
And another misconception is some people think, oh, I know people who did coaching, but I don't want what they had. And they think it's a one size fits all. Coaching is one size fits one. We start with where you're at, what's going on with you. You have your own history, your own stories, you're in your own phase of life, and you have your own goals. So we identify those and really work with you on specific for what your path is.
I love that. And then I think for me, the problems I encounter that people think it's, "Oh, what are you gonna teach me?" I'm like, "Life's not gonna teach you anything. I'm going to be the guide on your side to actually get you where you wanna go." And so it's actually I'm not actually going to be teaching you anything, which is a little bit shocking, I think, for people to find out too.
Yeah. And the other question is what's the difference between a mentor and a coach? And mentors are used in many organizations, and the mentoring relationship is more of a teaching relationship. It's passing on information and helping younger professionals or people in new positions get up to speed. So I get that question too sometimes.
Yeah, and also what you mentioned at first, Julian, is it's not consulting, it's not mentoring, but it's also not therapy. So it's not replacing therapy for people. So coaching is more about taking from your present and moving forward. Sometimes we dip into your past and we talk about where you came from, whereas therapy is going to be more Let's dig into the past and figure out why things are the way they are. And it's usually involves a professional who is the expert of you or has a diagnosis, and you work within that realm. Whereas coaching is not like that. Coaching is really about going from the present into the future.
I love that. And so we've covered a lot of terms in the last 5 minutes. So just thinking about really a high performance individual needs to have a lot of people in their sphere, right? You do need a mentor. You do need a sponsor. You do need an advisor. You do need a coach. You do need a consultant. You need all of these people in your life to be able to really take how a busy and amazing a healthcare professional's life, especially in leadership, to the next level to be able to function at the best level that you can. And so how do we actually tailor our coaching approach for energy leadership to meet the unique needs of healthcare professionals?
We're familiar with the common themes that come up in healthcare, and we've been there. So we really do look out when people are talking about low motivation or lack of energy or not much joy in their lives. The word burnout comes up. And so we really work with clients around burnout. One, we also have groups where there's the group support and people can understand each other. And in healthcare, a lot of times it's got to do with learning about our self care and our boundaries. So there seems to be a theme that we can revisit to help people to create their own way of moving through their work and their personal life so that they don't get the drain of energy.
And I could think of a client that I worked with who had very specific goals she wanted to achieve. And my role as coach was to help her along the way. However, a couple of sessions, she just wanted to unload. She didn't want to work on her goals. She just needed space to talk and have me reflect back. So we adjusted the way that we approached her coaching based on how she showed up that day.
Super fascinating. That basically what you're both explaining the fact that you can really tailor it to what the individual needs in that moment, in that coaching relationship.
And just to
Uh,
throw in a few more topics that we don't need to get into discussing, but navigating ethical dilemmas or moral distress can come up for healthcare professionals. Developing leadership and communication skills. Sometimes people are being promoted and put into new positions, and they need that support to step into the next level. And also just supporting their career development and advancement. There are different topics that a lot of healthcare professionals commonly go through.
there are other opportunities in healthcare that people don't often think about pivoting to, and your talents can actually be used in different ways. And it's really the coach who actually helps expand the awareness outside your local sphere of mentors.
Another area is supporting career development and advancement in healthcare. Lily, you were talking before about pivoting.
Yeah, and so I think it's really important what you just mentioned, Amy, about the fact that there's so many other ways that we can see and gently maybe point towards opportunities for healthcare individuals to leverage a career pivot. That sometimes you want to move into management or into research or into teaching or into administration or into industry. There's so many opportunities of how do we leverage those career pivots. So thanks, Amy, for sharing that. So I did want to have one last question and often burns on people's minds when we talk with them is what kind of outcomes do you actually get with your healthcare workers when they come to you for coaching? What are the transformations? What are the outcomes? What do some of your clients give us some success stories?
Oh, I can speak to that, Lily. Most times I can pretty much look at the results of an increase in their job satisfaction. And I hear reports that people actually feel they have a bit more of a skip in their step. And just by changing their perspective, taking care of themselves, whatever it is that we've worked on together, their focus at their job now can go back to really why they got into that job in the first place. So that's really a big one because when they're having higher job satisfaction, their personal lives are getting better as well.
And I can think of a client where after coaching, he told me that as a new leader, he approached his work every day with more confidence, with less stress, and also felt more capable of meeting the goals and the objectives that had been set for him. He felt like he showed up as a better leader for his direct reports. And that also translates to home life. If somebody feels like they're more capable and more confident at work and things are going well, they're more likely to go home and relax at night with their family and do all the things that they want to do in their personal life.
And then for me, I actually have the mirror image to yours, Gillian, which is I think for my clients, because they're usually busy women healthcare leaders, they actually have to recenter to themselves, become aware for all the things they're juggling, and when they take care of themselves, they suddenly are able to take care a bit better their
Mhm.
teams and their home because both are so important to them equally. So the only way first is actually in the middle. Is so once they conquer something about their own self-care or their own health and wellness journey, then they suddenly realize, "Oh, this actually translates to everything I could do."
Mhm.
So it's interesting because it's the mirror image of what you just described.
Yes, that's a great point.
I hope you enjoy our little fireside chat today with our two amazing coaches, Gillian Faith and Amy Bubser here at Transforming Healthcare Coaching. Thank you so much for listening to the Transforming Healthcare Coaching podcast. If you found this episode interesting or useful, please share this with your friends and colleagues in healthcare. And we will love it if you hit subscribe so that you never miss an episode. Leave us a review on wherever you are listening to us. It means a lot to us, and we actually read every comment. Also, we want to help with the topics and problems that you want us to talk about. Email us with suggestions, feedback, and praise at podcast@transforminghealthcarecoaching.com. If you want deeper support for your life and work as a healthcare clinician and leader, head over to transforminghealthcarecoaching.com and see how we can partner together to meet your goals. Download your copy of our free 5 reflection questions to jumpstart your journey as you level up in your life and work, and get on our email list. Be the first to know about our coaching programs and what's coming. Together, we can transform healthcare, one person at a time.